That's it?
Uh-huh. Oh.
You push that.
Did you already push it?
Yep,
going.
it's going.
Oh, great, thanks.
Facebook?
We've begun.
We have YouTube going.
Hi, YouTubes.
We're working on Facebook.
Oh, there's the camera. I was looking at the wrong end. Facebook's not working. So you get a lovely picture of Cassandra's hand. This is her hand.
Stop.
This is her
Please
pinky.
stop. Thank you.
This is her elbow.
Yes, it is.
This is my face.
Now we have Facebook.
2,
That's Jacqueline.
1.
Begun.
Hey, it looks like we're on. Okay, everything's working again.
Yay. I have the Facebook thing. And now you don't have any of Chantal because she's not sitting with us today. Hi,
I don't match the aesthetic. No one told me it was Blue Day.
Is this going?
Well, you have blue jeans.
I think it's going.
Well, you're all wearing blue jeans.
Because
See?
they're cool.
I decided to wear the Bible instead.
Good for you. No one can see that, though.
That's because it throws off the aesthetic.
Can you see? I'll do that.
You say so.
Wait, I'm holding this and you're holding the notes. We have notes today.
Oh,
We're
boy.
not going crazy. And crazy. Well, I mean. Who wants to start us off, master of things?
That's a terrifying concept.
Okay, hi. That's starting us.
At all, he's going to kill the technology. Phones don't work in churches. It's because he doesn't want you texting during the pastor's message. And the phone's not smart enough to know the difference during the pastor's message.
But my Bible's on my phone.
Well, Jesus also hates you replacing his words, since he actually, when he was here on earth, hand-wrote every copy of the gospel in all languages.
It looks like it's back.
I know you guys didn't know that, but he did. And so if it's not his handwritten copy, it doesn't belong in church. By the way, see? Now you can see I'm wearing the Bible. Bam.
She's very official. So, let's try this over again. We have Facebook and YouTube up. So if you're on Facebook and you'd rather be on YouTube, you can do that. If you're on YouTube, but you like Facebook, we're live everywhere.
We're all over the place.
If you like to over-inundate yourself with media, you can watch both at the same time.
Like I am.
There you go. You tablet, phone, you got them both. You're good
So
to go.
back to the welcome. Because I got
Welcome.
interrupted.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. We are quite certain that this live cast will eclipse all of the live streams that we have done before.
Wow!
Just thought that.
Wow! That was dad jokes. Times like a million.
Yeah, but it worked. It's all right.
Bad jokes.
It's important, you know.
Yep.
Not everybody got to see the eclipse.
No, that's very true.
You might think you saw the eclipse. You didn't see the eclipse. Unless you were in the line of totality, and then you saw the eclipse.
Very seriously. I've always figured, I've seen, a partial eclipse before. Oh, that's really cool. That's pretty neat. And that was nice. It was good. But there's just something about when it goes total, it's like the switch is thrown and everything goes, ah.
It's
And
insane.
you don't know what to say. You're just like, even Chantal was speechless.
Which is amazing.
That's a lie.
It's
No, I
truly
wasn't.
amazing.
But the words made no sense.
She was just like, oh, look at the...
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess from what you can tell of our talking right now, we got to see the total solar eclipse. Woo!
And to my family in South Carolina, if they happen to be watching, we would have stopped in to see you, but there really wasn't a lot of extra time.
It took 12 hours to get home.
All right, we'll tell you all about it, but first, so we can get some questions. This is our question, okay? Our question is, well, not really a question, but we want to know about your eclipse experience. Did anybody else see the total eclipse? Did you guys see the partial eclipse? Did you, chance a peek up to go blind for it? What did you do?
Jacqueline tried.
I did not.
They did try. No, I have video evidence.
I glanced at the sun accidentally, which I do on the daily almost, so I'm not anymore.
These hands are just creating excuses.
Thanks.
I love you too.
I didn't have
Tell us
problem
about
with
your experience, and then we're going to start back into ours now, and we'll read some of them as they come. So let's go.
Please. Send
We're
us
going to start with the worst part, y'all. Okay, so let's just tell you. We are musicians, which if you don't know means we're broke.
Flat out.
Because musicians are broke. Even famous musicians are broke. I'm pretty sure that Michael Jackson, secretly before his death, was broke and just was good at acting like he had money. So musicians are broke, and we're like, oh, we want to go see the eclipse, but we can't really afford to. And then we realized, wait a minute, my mom didn't want to go, so we have 3 licensed driving adults. Why aren't we going? So we decided, who needs a hotel room? We're just going to drive up get there early, wait around for several hours, see 2 minutes, and drive back down.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a 7-hour drive. We'll say maybe
a little less than 7.
About 8 hours with stops and stopping to get coffee and had a few stops we had to make and stretching. So we'll say about 8 hours to get up there. Okay, no problem. 8 hours, we get up there. We left at like 10:30, got up there at what, like 6:30? So yeah, that's 8 hours.
Yeah.
Went to breakfast at Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Which was surprisingly clean and had no sticky, no cockroaches that we saw.
I saw
had a high health.
It was an A.
They had an A health rating inspection, so I had breakfast there. It was awesome. And then we parked in
Amazing.
IGA, grocery store parking lot. Great place to park because anything that you forgot at home, you can go into the grocery store and get.
In Santee, South Carolina.
We'll tell you about the rest of it later. At the end of the eclipse, we left Santee, South Carolina, about 4. Cassandra says it was 4. I'm going to say it was 4:30.
It was 4:30.
So it was 4:30. We got home at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm. No, we got them home at 4:30. We didn't finish unpacking the van until 5.
In case you aren't good at math, that's 12 hours. It took us 8 hours to get there. 12 hours to get home. Georgia, y'all need more than 2 lanes on your highway. Okay.
What is that?
I have a theory.
I got a theory.
I have a theory. What happened? It was an eclipse. Some people are not, well, I mean, I don't want to offend anyone, but not everybody's terribly bright. Some people are looking up at the sun and going, wow, it's an eclipse. I can't see. Let me hop in my car and drive home. I think that's probably what it was. There's all these blind folks driving on the road. It must have been something like that because there was everywhere you turn.
People were legitimately driving down the road while it had just ended. And we were reading, or Dad was reading on the back of the little solar eclipse glasses you get, do not drive while wearing these glasses. Like, these are not adequate sun protection, okay?
In that you can't see them. If you didn't get eclipse glasses, you can't see through them.
Pitch black.
Yeah. Which is why they're safe to see the sun.
Yeah.
But you can't see anything else.
But anyway, that was my throw.
But despite it being a 12-hour drive home, and apparently I-4 was closed.
Oh,
one of my students told me, because we drove I-4 going up, we're like, why is the phone not taking us I-4 going back? Apparently I-4 was closed. I didn't know you could close down the entirety of I-4.
I-10 and 301.
But in spite of that, and this awful 12-hour drive, and my dad having to be at a meeting at 9 a.m., which means he woke up at 7, and Jacqueline and Kyle, I give them props for this, going to school the next day, being at school at 7:30.
I learned things.
You actually learned that day?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. But she was there. In spite of all that, which was awful, it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it.
It really was.
Hashtag worth it.
Hashtag worth it.
So we've also decided that if you want to join us in 2024,
yes,
we're doing it again.
We're going to Texas.
But not Santee.
Yeah.
Not Santee. It's in Texas.
I thought we were going to New York.
Is it in New York?
It covers New York.
Oh, then we'll go to New York. Well, we'll let you know. Just you got to stay in touch. You can go with us if you want to. But you got to drive yourself and put up your own room because I don't think we're driving back from New York after this one. So we'll be staying for a day or two. Maybe rather than the traffic will clear out.
So that's funny. Real quick, any thoughts on the eclipse itself? Because it was crazy. No,
it's really not possible, to describe it. Because I've been looking at pictures of the eclipse nonstop since then, and I'm like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Not what it looked like. Not what it looked like. Not what it looked like.
Well, because for one thing, in all the pictures, you see the sky behind it is completely black. And the sky is not black.
No.
It's not. I was expecting it to be like dark.
Pitch black.
Yeah.
Like
but
midnight.
it was like twilight. Like there was still light blue in the sky. There was some dark blues and purples. It was twilight, which just made it even more beautiful, I thought.
If you go to a football game this week, since school's starting and football's officially starting at the beginning of the game that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Of course, that's what the picture.
Well, yeah, really the marching band game.
Accurate.
Because
that's neat.
I'm coming back. This has. Oh, it's just telling you
It's
this.
just, I got it.
Okay.
I got it here.
Got it. Okay.
No trust.
I saw things on my phone. I thought,
You want to know the sad part? He's the one we ask questions about technology to. I'm going to stop doing that.
Aurora back there is laughing.
Well, I can't see it. I saw things and I can't see it.
Anyway, so Twilight.
You could see stars.
Yes,
stars
stars
in the sky while the sun was eclipsed.
Boom.
It was so cool.
And then my favorite thing was the thing everyone's talking about, like all these whatever. When it was like the shadow came, and it was pitch black. Like, that was the blackest black.
The center of the moon was black hole black.
Black hole black. Like, it wasn't gray, it was dark. So it was very stark, but then very stark contrast against, right around it was that super, super white ring of white. But to me, like, I was seeing some little sprinkles, like little sparkles. I was seeing like sparkles of like red and blue, like prismatic color in that little ring. That was just amazing. Which I guess.
Swirlies of the colors.
Yes, and you saw there was like a there was the round haze, but then there was also like this triangle. It was kind of Star Trek insignia shaped. Also going through it. It was
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Yeah.
Well, it was beautiful and no pictures.
There really is no way to describe it. You've got to see it.
So if you think, oh, I saw the eclipse through my glasses this time, like the partial, or oh, I've seen pictures, or oh, I'll watch it on the TV and that will do it. No, it won't. It doesn't. You need to go. You need to see one in person. Apparently, they're relatively regular. And if you're really super lazy and you're in the Tampa Bay area, you can just wait till 2045. It's going to come right through here.
Woo!
I'll be there for that one too.
Hopefully.
Barring the return of Christ or him taking me up to heaven, I'll be there for that one. And if he's taking me up to heaven, I'm going to see it from heaven.
We
so
did
either way,
I
win.
All right, so that was the biggest thing that we did this last 2 weeks, honestly, to us.
Music was not nearly as important.
It's pretty great.
I mean, the music was great, but that was amazing. Like, I told, our mom didn't go, and I told her it was the most beautiful thing, literally, I'd ever seen in my life, and she's just like, really?
So then by the time I got home the next day, she's like, well, we're going right here, and this is our trip itinerary.
Yep,
we're psyched for 4
we go to Niagara Falls.
Yes!
Can we?
Don't tell people that.
No, okay.
I mean, that's a terrible place to view.
Yeah, don't go there.
Let's talk about music.
Music, yeah, music. Music? Oh, that's right, we're a band.
We are a band. What?
That's a choir. No.
Wow.
Anyway.
We're great, pretty much. Music.
Yeah, we are. We're still doing
Music.
more recording. Trying to finish things up. We've got the 2 songs off of our EP, our debut EP, that we have decided to include on the new album. Re-recording them. We've got that working real well, working along.
Yep, I got to crawl under the piano, this lovely piano behind us. It's eclipsed.
Isn't it great? It's not eclipsed. You can see it really well.
Shut up, it's partial. So I got to climb under there and position microphones, and
It's great.
it was like a very great balancing act.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Miss Brenda.
Hi, Miss Brenda!
Oh, well, such excitement. We're excited to see you.
We like Miss Brenda.
I love Miss Brenda. It's good to see you.
Yes.
Yes. Our
Horse friend.
horse owning friend.
That's better.
Friend from the barn.
There you go.
Friend from the barn.
Sure. Why not?
So, positioning microphones.
Position microphones. Very important. Move a microphone this much and the sound is totally different. So
That's true.
And because I understand much of this, I was not there for that part.
the difficult thing about that is when you record and you have to come back and do punch ends, which means you record little bits and pieces that didn't quite go what you wanted them to do, but you do it another day, you got to come back and say, wait, was it here? Was it here? Was it? Where was that microphone? You know, it's all kinds of things.
You know, we wouldn't have this problem if we had a set studio where the piano always sat in the same spot and the mics always sat in the same spot. So if anybody wants to fund that,
we have an acre we could put it on.
You are
all
welcome.
All we need is a bunch of money and we'll build it.
And you know what? If you give us the funds to build the building and buy the mics and buy the grand piano and all the stuff that we would need to put in there, well, that's true. And padding and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Circuitry and air conditioning. But, you know, we're not looking at much. Just like, if you give us $1 million, we can do that. And we'll maybe, like, put your name somewhere on the corner of a wall. We might even, like, record happy birthday for you.
We will send you a CD, a T-shirt.
And a button.
And a button.
A button.
Tell you what, we have buttons.
The button is the deal breaker, right? Like, that is the set.
Not everybody has a button.
Oh, and stickers. We'll give you a sticker too. Why not?
We have 2 different kinds.
We'll give one of each.
You can have both.
It's yours for the taking. All you gotta do is fund our studio.
And you know what? If it's not $1 million, we'll let you keep the leftover.
There you go.
For anybody, if you're new to our live stream right now, we were asking what your eclipse experiences were, because I think there might be a few new people. So what did you do? Did you do anything, or were you just like, the sun is darkening, whatever?
You know, we didn't talk about, when we were talking about the eclipse,
Let's
was
go
all
back to
the
that.
people. I'm sorry, but that was the big event. But All the people we met this
Yeah,
guy next to me. It
We
was
were
just like the Florida
Road.
section. We had a guy from Miami, originally from Cuba, living in Miami now. We had a lady that was
Agatha?
the next car, Agatha, who was...
She was from Rwanda, where she met her husband, and then they were now living in
Port St. Lucie.
No, Fort Pierce. Yeah, Fort Pierce.
No, that's close. But I played Port St. Lucie, so there's a difference.
Oh.
I played Port St. Lucie quite a bit.
Sorry.
But yeah, we had to mention them. And what was our camera friend's name? Raphael. Got some amazing pictures that are almost good enough to show you what the eclipse was like. Okay, I'm done eclipsing now for a while. Sorry.
Okay, back to music maybe?
Music, yeah.
All right.
So what we need to do is we need to write a song about the eclipse, and then we can talk about the eclipse all we want.
Oh my
Great
gosh.
idea.
Done. We're going to do it.
We have our studio just small. Aw, thank you, Miss Brenda.
See, this is why she's our favorite.
That's why she's our friend from the barn.
And the
We were-
studio.
and
actually,
you
it
guys
is a
recorded
studio.
in the
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah, we have.
The
I
two of them.
remember.
Along with Stephanie Guy.
Who's an amazing hair person.
Was I a child?
You were not
You were
existent.
Okay, makes sense.
You were a dream of Cassandra's and mine, and a nightmare of Daddy's.
No, I had no
I
dream.
beg your pardon.
Well, thanks.
Okay, she was a dream of mine, a nightmare of Daddy's, and Mom and Cassandra were just like, meh.
Yep.
Whatever.
We'll tell you that story another day.
Anyway, so I mean that's basically it. It's been a slow couple weeks just because school has been restarting. It's just been a little crazy. And then with the eclipse and everything, we mostly have just been recording and working on. We've been doing a lot on those two songs from the EP. Like the piano is done, the drums are done too, right? Yeah.
Did we? No, we haven't done the drums.
What? We finished one of the drums.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
We did. You're right. We
The
did.
drums are finished.
I lied. Sorry.
We have two more songs possibly to do.
Yeah, we possibly have 2 more songs. So there's a lot of recording. I know we keep saying we're recording, but it's just
But
'cause
we are.
it's such a process. And when you only have like 2 hours or so every time you get together, and probably a good half hour, 45 minutes is just setting everything up.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
Drums.
like the drums and piano, which are the most difficult to set up. It takes a lot. So it's not like we're just recording. We're recording, but it's just a long process. So thanks for bearing with us, guys.
It will be done. We just couldn't tell you when.
Yeah.
We'd love to tell you when.
All right. What?
I can almost guarantee that it will be done before Christmas 2018.
Yeah.
That's
guarantee
almost a
that.
given.
All right.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
Do you want to mention anything else?
Did you want to do the song review for Bones Breathing?
We
Your
can.
song?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the final name, but it's a line from the
It's a
song. And the song is currently titled Bones Breathing, and I'm trying to figure out where to start with it. So the first...
B flat.
Cassandra wrote it.
I wrote it. I wrote this one on my own skis. Yeah, and it basically, the song starts, bones breathing, hearts beating, souls walking dead through life. Well, it's kind of rough. It's very sad, but it's just talking about all the people that we pass by on the daily who don't have Christ, who don't have the hope that we do, and who really don't have, their souls they're spiritually dead. They're not alive. So just talking about them and how they are obviously out there. We pass by them every single second, probably we pass by somebody. And then the chorus comes in. There's hope, there's still time for all those out there we just passed by. For the ones standing at the crossroad of death or life, God can reach them if we see them in time. So the whole concept of the song is just those people are there, and we see them. We even probably know a few by name. Some might be coming to your head who you know intimately, who you speak to regularly, who you know need Jesus, but have we taken that time to see how great that need is and recognize that it's not just a matter of, good and bad. Sin makes us bad, but really sin is what makes our souls dead. So it's just like a song calling and reminding us of the urgency of people's need for Jesus and the fact that we are the mouthpieces and the instruments God has chosen to speak life to them. So that they can be saved before it is too late, because there's time, and we have all the time. So that's kind of the song, and that was just, I wrote it like a year and a half ago, when that idea was just, and that thought was weighing very heavily on me, so.
And every time you would perform it, I don't know if this is a thought that was in your mind when you sang it, but it makes me think a lot of the story in, oh my gosh. Yeah. No.
Valley of Dry Bones?
Ezekiel. Yeah.
Yes,
Valley of Dry Bones. I should know that reference.
It absolutely was, because I was just thinking about, obviously bones breathing, hearts beating, souls walking dead through life. Because when God was like, tell these bones to get up and walk, and they were walking around, but they were just like rattling around as dry, brittle bones. They had no spirit and no life in them, and then God breathed His Spirit into them, and they were made alive. That's exactly what I was drawing from with that illusion. And then it's, a valley of dry bones, almost like to me, it's kind of like a battlefield. And the song has that kind of theme, like it's a battle, a spiritual battle between life and death, between God and, Satan. We know who wins, but it's still a battle. So
there's still
in our
battles to be fought before the war's over.
Yes, in our perspective, because
And there are so many individual battles that
Yeah.
we may or may not win, depending on whether or not we go and do, and that's
Exactly.
the personal thing.
If we don't say, hey, Jesus loves you, we've missed out on the blessing, and they've missed out on the blessing from us, but God's going to use someone else.
Because it's so easy, everybody knows how easy it is to expect somebody else to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get that, and that's one of the problems that a lot of good church people have, is, well, let's get the pastor to talk to him. Let's send the deacon out, and let's see, well, what about next time you see him, walk up and just initiate some conversation. Well, I will, but we'll talk about the weather or, what I had for dinner or a restaurant or something else just wonderfully important, and their eternity is just,
Yeah. And I think it's just a matter of thinking about it beforehand, and maybe even changing some of the ways we discuss things. Like, we went to Passion, and one of the things that they said, I think it was Beth Moore, was like, instead of saying, when someone's like, hey, how you doing? And you say, oh, I'm good, I'm good, whatever. She's like, say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And people will be like, what do you mean you're blessed? Well, I'm blessed because I'm alive today. Jesus loves me, and I'm happy. Like, I know where my life is going and who my hope's in. And it's just that easy. Or we've been doing prayer walks with the youth. Do you want to talk about those, Jay?
We just I've been going around to this one specific community right outside the church area, whose name I can't remember because I'm bad with names. South Fork.
She doesn't.
South Fork, right?
Yep.
South Fork. There you go.
Thanks, Aurora.
Yeah, she's great. We've been going to South Fork though, and we've just been in two groups generally, walking on either side of the street, just praying as we go, praying with people that we see, asking them if they want us to pray for them. There have been lots of really cool encounters with people who didn't know Jesus but were searching, people who did know Jesus and who encouraged us. Lots of really cool different things, and it's just been a time where we can go to the community and meet that need as a youth group.
And it's such a positive thing. It's not like, knocking on the door and people feel like you're trying to shove something in their face. It's like, hey, I want to help you by praying for you.
Yeah. Door knocking's not even involved. It's just, it's literally the people that you come across on your walk and just as you're going through this community, which has made, hopefully, everyone involved, but I know me, a lot more cognizant of my conversations and my encounters in the daily. Well, if I can just walk down a street and run into somebody and get to talk to them about Christ, or get to pray for them as they're going through hard times, or get to share the gospel with them, just because I made the effort to go out and walk in the community and decide I was going to make it about showing God and godly pursuits. Why can't every day and every moment be that way?
Yeah.
So that, when we're talking to Raphael at in the Santee IGA grocery store parking lot, we can, talk about God and throw that into the conversation.
And then all of a sudden, it's silly because sometimes you get so scared to be like, oh, God is good, blah, 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 and say those things you don't want people like, oh, what if they think I'm weird? It's just like, well, you know what?
I am weird, so.
There you go. Be like, oh my gosh. And not to say, oh my gosh, this eclipse is amazing. Say, oh my gosh, isn't God so amazing to make this eclipse? And mastermind that, which is so true.
So see it in 2024, you'll understand.
But that's it. That's the song.
Yeah. And somehow we looped back to the eclipse.
Yeah.
So
Full circle.
Full circle.
Like the total eclipse.
But where's Scott?
But
let's stand while we're ahead.
yeah, maybe we should.
So thank you guys for joining us.
2 weeks, we'll do it
It's been
again.
a blast talking to you.
Yeah.
We'll have more updates and more music to share, and hopefully in the near future, snippets of some completed songs that we'll be able to post to the YouTubes, Facebooks. But we look forward to seeing you there.
Meanwhile, don't forget, speaking of YouTube and Facebook, we have a YouTube channel that you can go to and subscribe to, and that would make us very, very happy if you did. Thank you, thank you. While you're there, you can listen to some recordings of our first EP that we did in 2015.
Thank you, Aurora.
It was released in April of 15, yes. So you can listen to those and imagine what we sound like after 2 years. And they seem to want me to keep doing this, so I will.
We're
I
doing
don't
it. It's
know
our job.
why. But yeah, so go like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really does a lot for us. We appreciate it. We'll thank you twice as soon as we see you. And we hope to see you at a show sometime in the very near future. Maybe at your church, maybe at your town, who knows. We're easy to find.
We're so easy to find.
We're right here.
Google 3 o'clock rain. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we are.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye. Bye. Bye.